Well, Adam, it's an absolute pleasure to be a part of what is a very monumentous moment in your time here at Curzon Ashton, just signing a brand new contract extension. What has this process been like for you? Obviously, you've been such an expressive manager in your interviews and your play style as well, we've seen throughout this season. How have these talks transpired throughout the coming weeks?
They've been pretty straightforward, really. I think we're all honest people here at Curzon, from obviously Wayne as chairman all the way through the board into myself, and the staff are all passionate and honest and trustworthy people. So it was pretty straightforward. In fairness, it was a bit out of the blue and unexpected when they pulled me in a couple of weeks ago for an initial chat, but it's been fairly straightforward since then, and obviously just really pleased that we've got it sorted and we can focus on trying to keep on improving the team now through the remainder of the season and obviously the next couple of years.
Has it been something that's been sort of lingering in the back of your mind at all, or have you just tried to sort of put any worries about contract talks to the side, get through this season, take the team, like you say, to as high as they possibly can and sort of sort out the I's and T's once the season is concluded?
It's not really something that's been on my mind, if I'm being honest. I think earlier on in the year it was more about keeping my job than extending it, because we had a bit of a difficult time in the middle of the season, and I think just having my own kind of standards and expectations, you kind of put a lot of pressure on yourself, and when you're not having a great time, you do feel it as a manager. So initially it's just about kind of turning around our fortunes, getting some points on the board, and generally then everything kind of happens naturally, which has obviously been the case.
What does this extension sort of do to you now, looking forward obviously into the future? We've seen some of the glimpses of some of the young talent that you've helped to integrate within the first team, Owen Hogan, Dylan Edmondson, even recently Harry Jessup, who's currently out on loan at the moment. What kind of desire does this give you, and kind of backing does this give you to build an extended legacy here at Curzon Ashton?
Well, I think time's always beneficial for any manager. When you go into any football club, naturally change has got to happen, because no two managers work the same. So that initial kind of process of turning around your squad and figuring out who you can rely on and who you maybe can't, and obviously then getting people out and looking to bring the right people in, that process can take time, and I think it certainly took us 12 months to do that. Obviously last summer going into the season, there was a lot of new faces, and we always felt that would take time, but I always had confidence really in the type of lads we were bringing in, just good players, good people generally, and I think naturally throughout any kind of season you're always looking to improve the team, and you've always got your eye on who's doing well or far. So obviously we've managed to have a really good run of form of late, and that's probably coincided with the acquisitions of the likes of Hayden and Jimmy, who have just come in and really helped everybody else out, I'd say, and have made us probably more of a threat in games. So having now got to this point with this team, and all the kind of effort and time that you put into building a team and creating an environment and a culture and a mentality, which I think is still evolving all the time, knowing now that we can knuckle down for another couple of years, it just gives you confidence that the club believe in the work that you're doing, and it also makes you kind of determined to repay that kind of faith and that trust, and keep improving the team really. So obviously we've got 8 games to go. We're relishing the run in now, because we're in a decent position and we want to get as many points as we can, but then probably attention will turn to trying to keep the majority of this group together, because I do like this group of players. I think they're a belting group of lads first and foremost, and I think that our form, not just in recent weeks but over the last probably half the season really, I think over the last 15-20 games we're about fourth 4th or 5th in the form guide. So that suggests that we've got good players and we've got the makings of a good team, but it's just trying to keep that together now for next season. And I don't really want a massive turnaround this summer. I'd like my summer to be a bit less chaotic than last one, and hopefully that'll give us a bit of continuity, a bit of momentum, consistency going into pre-season, and then attacking next season.
Speaking on next season as well, what do you think that the next couple of years are going to look like under yourself? You mentioned about the theme running of confidence there. You had the confidence throughout this season. You just mentioned about the chaotic summer, as you called it, bringing in so many players and having the confidence of the chair and the board to bring in the types of guys that you'd like, continuing on through the season with Hayden and Jimmy. Where does that confidence now lead you as you look forward, even past this campaign, wherever Curzon Ashton may finish up, into the beginning of the next campaign and further forwards?
Well, I think for any club, or the vast majority of clubs in the National League North, I think you only have to look at how compact it is from teams just inside the playoffs to the teams that are just inside the top of the relegation zone. It's 3 or 4 wins separating almost 20 teams, 18, 20 teams. It's crazy, really. And I think because of that, and there being so many good sides in this really difficult division, I think the priority for everybody is get to probably that 50, 52 point mark as quickly as you can, and then you know that you're going to be in the same league for the next season. And I think that there's a hell of a lot of clubs that will be saying that, so I don't think that's something for us to kind of look at negatively or think that it's a lack of ambition. But I think it's just a fact that we need to stay at this level of football. And then obviously the quicker you do that and the more games you've got left, you can start turning your attention to other objectives. I think we've never really made any secret that we want to finish, the highest that the club's ever finished, which would be 10th or above. I think we're well placed right now to achieve that this season. I think if we don't manage to achieve that this season and we manage to keep the group together and keep adding to it and improving it, there's absolutely no reason why we couldn't do that next year. And obviously 10th, it's not a million miles away from 7th and above. So listen, I'd love to finish first. I'm a competitive guy and I want to win, but I'm also realistic. I know that that's fighting right at the very top of this division would be an absolutely monumental achievement for a club of our size. But we've got to have that realism about what we can and what we have to achieve. But our ambition is always to finish as high as we possibly can.
Well, you've got confidence, and now you've got even more time. Adam Lakeland signing a fresh 2-year contract extension with Curzon Ashton. Let me be the first one to say congratulations, Adam, and welcome aboard for the rest of the time you're here.
Cheers.